last, my dream is fulfilled. Now, this book has come out. Kitchen full of stories. It's really a kitchen full of stories. Because on each item, she has put some stories on for most of the recipes. And I was always dreaming a book like this. And I didn't think that it will come out like this. And this is my granddaughter's 7 years work on this. At last this has come out. Kitchen full of stories. I hope everybody will enjoy it.
So this book is a documentation of all of her growing years, my grandmother's growing years, all the things that she learnt in the kitchen, all the things that she observed, all the things that she picked up from the kitchen. And then when she started cooking, how she put all of that to use. And I realized that so many of these stories would interest other people too, because it's age-old ways of doing things, age-old ways of cooking, which nobody follows anymore. Nobody even makes some of these dishes. And these are things that we will not find every now and then here and there. So it's a beautiful way of bringing in the recipes and the stories together. And that's how the idea came into existence, and that was the genesis of A Kitchen Full of Stories.
So I'm from Calicut, and I grew up eating Mapla food. And there was always this person called Ummi Abdullah. We all knew about her. So later, many years later, when Naz asked me if I could shoot for her, it was a dream come true. So for 1 week, I got a chance to taste Ummi Abdullah's food, to shoot it, and use all the props in her kitchens, use all the dishes that she has. And then the more and more I got to shoot, I understood what Ummi Abdullah is about, what her food is about. And that is what I wanted to get into my pictures. What you see in those pictures is what Ummi Abdullah is. It's simple, it's flavoursome, it's so tasty. That's what I really enjoyed about shooting. I got to eat everything for a week. And I hope when you get a chance to see the pictures, you get a taste of Ummi Abdullah.
So A Kitchen Full of Stories is more than just a cookbook. It is the history of Mapla cuisine as seen through Ummi's memories. Her childhood, her food experiments, her pickling business, her time as a food consultant, and so much more. And then of course the book has all the unmissable recipes and tips and tricks from the legend herself. This coffee table book is a collectible, the kind that you pass down generations and that you go back to time and again.
This is probably one of the sweetest little projects that I've had the opportunity to work on. This was a book by a renowned chef, a mother, a grandmother and a great-grandmother who was full of stories. This was a book from a very warm person, and right from the beginning, we were pretty sure that this book couldn't be over-designed. We went for a very minimalistic look with a neoclassic typography. No design element in this book would override the photography or the stories. No book of stories is complete without illustrations. And that is when we collaborated with Anish, who is his very close friend and a very talented illustrator for the illustrations. Now, Anish being from the region himself and having grown up on illustrations from film magazines and books of Muhammad Bashir could relate to the entire context. The cover of a book can probably be one of the most crucial design decisions that one can make. When I was going through these fabulous pictures that Saina had photographed, I saw a picture of this shelf that had everything from Indian cookware to pickle jars to baking trays. I found this quite interesting, and I thought the shelf spoke a lot about Ummi Abdullah. And Nazneen told me that this was her grandmother's go-to shelf when she was cooking. The shelf definitely had the merit to make it to the cover of the book. It was later on that I learned that the shelf was handed down to Mrs. Ummi Abdullah by her father-in-law, who was a lawyer and a member of the Indian Constituent Assembly. So like everything else in this book, this shelf has a story of its own. Being a crowd-funded book, Nazneen and Mrs. Abdullah always wanted something special that they could give the co-producers of this book. And that is how this little booklet called Cooking in My Dreams was developed. Now, this little book was reproduction of pages from Umi's diary, which she kept by her bedside, which she would note down little recipes that she dreamt of. Printing is probably what took us the most amount of time. Being a book very heavy on photographs, we had to go through multiple rounds of proofing to make sure that color accuracy was perfect. We went through a lot of stock of paper and finally decided on something called Mobla, which felt very nice in the hand. I think at the end of it, Nazneen had made over 100 trips to and from the printer's place.